You know what? I don't even want to get into any stats, but I probably might get into stats today. But Game 4 of the NBA Finals, 2023 NBA Finals, has come and gone now. Denver Nuggets go up 3-1, 3 games to 1, taking this back to Denver. They're hoping they can close this out on Monday in the Mile House City. Heat, on the other hand, they got some things to work out. And I said this time and time and time and time and time and again. It's hard as the Miami Heat play, as tough they want to play, how much grit they got. They are just too small out there. And at times, Denver just runs circles with them. And this happened towards the end of the game. At one point in time, Jokic was fouled out. Not fouled out. He wasn't fouled out. Jokic left the game with 5 fouls, I think around the 6 minute mark. And you would think Miami would try to get back. They tried. But Denver's ball movement was just too much. And this game wasn't won by the 1 and 2 punch of Jokic and Jamal Murray like it was won in Game 3 on Wednesday. No, this was won by the role players stepping up. Now, Michael Porter Jr. didn't have a great game. I think he got sent to the bench towards the end of the game. So I don't think I heard his name called, but Doodoo Brown, a.k.a. Bruce Brown, and Aaron Gordon stepped up today, or last night, whenever I released this video. But I will share their stats right quick. I think it's only right. Those two, the two came in there and shook down Denver. Not shook down Denver, but shook down Miami towards the end of that game. If we look at the box score, I think Aaron Gordon led all scorers for 27 points. He was 11 for 15 from the field, 3 from 4. He was shooting from outside, and he was cutting, getting lobs, and everything else. Like I said, he had 27 points and 7 rebounds and 6 assists. Michael Porter Jr. only in 23 minutes. Yeah, he didn't play the rest of the game. Then he got sent to the bench. He did get 11. Jokic, it was in foul trouble. Also started the game off late. They also sprained his ankle, but they kept referring back to his sprained ankle. But I don't think that was, I don't think that helped him back too much. He did score 23. He did get a double-double tonight, 12 rebounds and 23 points in 37 minutes. Jamal Murray, they was double-teaming him. They was harassing Jamal Murray. He only had 15, 5 from 17. He was forcing up a lot of shots. And Caldwell Pope only had 7. Coming off the bench, Jeff Green with 3. And Bruce Brown, like I said, he had 21. He had some timely shots towards the end of that game when they took Jokic out. He was 8 from 11, 3 from 5 from 3. Timely shots that cost the Miami Heat. As for the Miami Heat, I'm sitting here trying to look at these freaking baseball scores for some reason. I don't know why. As for the Miami Heat, they started out going back and forth with Denver in the beginning of the game. They kept this game close for most of the game, but like I said, that fourth quarter, especially that last 6 minutes when Jokic went out, they just seemed to falter. But even in the beginning of this game, Miami was, they was everywhere. They was seen rattled. They was doing too much. They seemed like a team. I don't know. I want to say they knew they was gonna lose, but they just didn't. They just seemed off. But if the Denver Nuggets made their layups in the beginning of the game, Denver probably would have been up big time. But Kevin Love, he had some big shots in the middle of this game. He had 12 points, 3 from 5. Jimmy Butler, he was cooking for somewhat. He seemed like he disappeared in the beginning of the game, but he started to heat up towards the end. But he had 25, 9 from 17. Bam Adebayo, who's pretty much have been consistent throughout this whole series. Had 20. He was 8 from 19, but I'm going to get on him a little bit later. Gabe Vincent, 19 minutes, only had 2 points. He's 1 for 6. He got sent to the bench. And Max Strauss, 19.0 from 4. 0 points. He was sent to the bench towards the end of the game. Those two were sent to the bench towards the end of the game for Duncan Robinson and Caleb Martin and Kyle Lowry as well. Got put into the rotation because Duncan Robinson came off the bench for 12, 5 for 7. Caleb Martin had 11, 5 from 12, and Cody Zeller was in this game for a minute. He had a block on Jokic, but you never saw him again after that. But Kyle Lowry hit some big time shots. Not so much towards the end of the game, but to keep Miami within the game during the course of the game with 13. But I feel like during this game, there was some shifty calls. Denver shot 50% from 3, 49% from field. Miami shot 44 and 32. Well, not too bad, but yeah, there was some calls that I had to disagree with, and there was a lot of flopping going on. Reason why Jokic got 5 fouls because there was 2 fouls that Bam flopped on that weren't. I wouldn't have called them fouls. They was pity patty fouls. They weren't even fouls at all. And I felt like they was trying to keep Miami in the game because every time Denver tried to get a little run before the 4, there was a parade of calls. And that's just the way I felt about it. But it didn't matter anyway. Denver dug deep, even when Jokic went out with those 5 fouls with the 6 minutes left, and put on the run that led to the final score on 108-95. Denver, like I said before, they're just a better team. They move to the basket. Somebody's always cutting to the basket, rolling to the basket. Somebody's looking for the pass. It's always. It's just like Miami is more. They try to shoot a lot of threes, and sometimes they just don't hit. They did keep in this game for somewhat. But I truly believe that I think once this game 5 comes around on Monday, I think that Denver's going to win it at home. I think this might be it for Miami. I think their run is over. It's just funny. They didn't have this play-in. We won't even be talking about Miami. That's the funny thing about it. But that's just me thinking about that way. But yeah, Denver Nuggets are 1 game away from getting their first NBA championship. I was actually talking to my dad. My dad said he felt that the Denver Nuggets run is similar to the Milwaukee Bucks run from 2 years ago. I wouldn't say it's almost identical. Both teams did sweep a team in the playoffs. Both teams did go 6 games with another opponent, but Denver went 5 games. Turn this off. Denver went 5 games with Minnesota, 6 games with Phoenix, and swept the Lakers. And if everything goes according to plan on Monday, they will go 5 games with the Heat, where Milwaukee went. They swept the Heat, went 7 games with the Nets, and then went 6 games with Atlanta, and then 6 games with Phoenix. It is quite, if you think about it, it is quite similar to a point when it comes to Milwaukee and Denver. Both teams did have to face KD. Both teams did have to face Devin Booker. Both teams did have to face the Miami Heat. The only difference is Denver had to face the Lakers, where Milwaukee had to face Atlanta. So it's quite some similarities there. Both have foreign players. Both had a exceptional second option. All right, let me turn this off. This is annoying. But we'll see what happens on Game 5. I'm predicting Denver's going to close this out. Miami, Miami by now. They like to fight, so we should see. But like, share, subscribe, and tell me what you guys think.